Everybody. We got two more comedians for you. Your next comedian all the way from Mandeville, Louisiana. Give it up for Josh Watts.
All right. Before we get started, Before we get started, I'm recording this, so even if the joke's like, nah, you gotta let me have it tonight, or I'm gonna look like an asshole on YouTube. And I said a lot of shit at Thanksgiving, so just help. How we doing tonight? Sidecar. Yeah. Look, I'll get this out of the way right now. I know you smelled it on me when I walked in here. I am from Livingston Parish. Sorry. I'm from a little town in Livingston Parish called Denham Springs. If you haven't heard of it, you can Google it after the show. It's spelled just like it sounds, DENKKKHAM Springs. I got hired by the city of Prettier to do their Christmas tree lighting ceremony for the city. And I underestimated what they meant when they said the city, because it was everybody. It was the whole city. And it was in a church. It was at a St. Joseph the Worker Hall church. They had nuns and priests right here in the front row. I did that joke, and the entire city of Prettier booed the shit out of me. They hated it. But hey, you paid for an hour, you're getting an hour. Threw in 10 extra minutes out of the Christmas spirit of my heart, and they hated all of it. I am a stay-at-home father. I have two small children. If you're wondering why I stay at home with them, I'm a 45-year-old man with a mohawk and a Superman collection, and my wife has a couple of degrees, so we worked it out pretty easily. The kids are fast, and over the last year, I've been trying to lose weight to keep up with them, and I'm at 94 pounds now that I've lost over the last year. Thank you. This is going to shock you coming from a 45-year-old man with a mohawk and skinny jeans, but I'm on testosterone. Get a big old shot of man juice in my butt twice a month. Everybody I know has told me not to say it like that. I love to say it like that. I love it. It stops any further conversation, I promise you. But with the kids, it's hard to get to a gym. So what I do is I take them to school. St. Tammany Parish says they have to be there. So I take them to school. And then I go home and I put in some yacht rock, take my titties out, that's how I party, and I put on some shorts and I walk around my neighborhood. Now, the daily recommended step count for weight loss is 10,000 steps. But what they don't tell you is those 10,000 steps count even if you're high. So I also bring some joints. And I walk around my neighborhood and listen to yacht rock. And at every corner I do like 10 burpees or so, whatever. And then by the time I've made it around the neighborhood, I've done like 100 and I've got a good solid workout, feel relaxed, nice day. But I'm an adult who minds my own business. So I never once thought anybody even paid attention to what I was doing. But I live in a subdivision. And every subdivision has a subdivision Facebook group. It's literally the worst place on earth, next to a car line in Mandeville at an elementary school at 7 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I go in our neighborhood group just to start stuff. The other day I said, hey, that kid on the tricycle on Jack Drive better watch his ass, I carry. It got 7 heart reacts and 3 shares. Who are you sharing? We don't have a Jack Drive in our neighborhood. There is no Jack Drive. But my wife and I met in 1995. So we no longer have anything left to talk about. It's done. We've said it all. So what we do is we take screenshots from our neighborhood Facebook group and we send it to each other like, hey, look, we live by a bunch of idiots, and that's how we talk. The other day I got done with my workout, and I took my phone out to see what these idiots were talking about, and I had to text my wife already, and it was a screenshot from our neighborhood Facebook group. And it said, I remember, I can quote it, hey, new to the hood, which right out of the gate I didn't like, that's cop talk. I know when I hear it. But it said, hey, new to the hood, not trying to start trouble, just curious. Could someone please explain the shirtless mohawked man doing push-ups in my front yard right now? I also don't believe that's a cigarette he's smoking. Again, not trying to start trouble, just curious. And I read that and I waited like 10 minutes and I texted my wife back, are you sure they're talking about me? She was real sure. She asked me not to be in the neighborhood Facebook group anymore. And I said, no problem. lasted 2 days. She sent me a post, and I was in the car line, so it started loading slowly. And she said, "We need to talk about this." And then it took forever for a picture to load. My heart, I died. I almost died in the car line because it's loading. And then as it started loading, it said, "I watched this guy do push-ups in the street until he puked. Then he smoked a joint in the ditch and did more." I did. And the picture starts loading up. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be a picture of me doing push-ups. And I'm going to look awesome. And she's texting me, be like, "Hey, we're going to have sex as soon as we get home. I saw you in the streets." Nope. The picture was me throwing up. And she wanted to talk about it a lot, but I was like, I got a show in Mississippi and Lafayette I got to go to right now. So with those kids at school, I have had to cut down having children. I've had to cut down on how much marijuana I ingest. Even though I have a legal card, the state took some money and said I can do it if I want to. But like I said earlier, St. Tammany Parish requires kids to be at school every day, almost every day, for a long time. I don't know how long, I didn't check, but it's enough time. As soon as I took them the other day, I took my titties out and I took 5 edibles that I have. I didn't mean to take 5, they were stuck together, and I was like, oh well. And I go to turn on Law and Order, because I'm going to crack some cases. I'm ready now. I got my titties out, it's about to get serious. And instead of Law and Order, which broke my heart, Law and Order's not on. Instead of Law and Order, it was a severe weather alert. The schools and the roads are closing. That's not good. And I'm so high that I read it like 10 times. I was like, no way. This episode is talking about St. Tammany Parish? That's crazy. How's the living going to solve this severe weather? And then I got a text from my wife and it said, "You have to get the kids." And like I said, we've been together since 1995, so I can tell by the way this is texted to me that she's not breathing. And so to make my wife feel better, I didn't text a single thing back. I just confidently nodded at my phone. "You have to get the kids?" And then I drove to the school. I got in the car, and I was like, you know what? If I go 15 miles on the speed limit, they'll never know I'm high. And I did, and it was great until you hit a school zone, and then you do under 15, you're just not moving. And that will definitely draw attention to how high you are. I get both the kids. The school just gave them to me, which is the crazy. They just gave them to me. I get them home. I didn't have a shirt on. They just let 2 kids in there. I didn't have a shirt on. And they just put 2 kids in a Ford Explorer without, all right. I get them home, safe and alive, 2 whole pieces. And I text my wife, "Kids are home," smiley face, and then I sent this emoji. We've been married for a lot of years. A lot. I've never used an emoji in my life. My phone should have stopped me. The facial recognition should have been like, "You have gray in your beard. Just use your words. What are you doing?" Grow up, Josh. But I did. "Kids are home," smiley face. Yeah. And then I put my phone on silent and I set it down because I'm going to connect with these babies. We're going to act like we did our homework. We're going to watch South Park and tell Mama it was Bluey. It works every time. About 2 hours after bedtime, I get them asleep. They have little kid edibles called melatonins that you can just give them. They fall asleep. It's like 2 hours after the bedtime, and I go to get my phone, and it's not on the table where I left it. It's all the way across the room. It's probably not good. I go over there and I pick it up. It was on silent, or vibrate, and it vibrated all the way over there because I had missed 74 text messages and 56 phone calls because those edibles were good. And when I texted my wife, who was terrified her children had been washed away in a flood, "Kids are home," smiley face, this emoji. The phone autocorrected to "Kids are gone," smiley face. And then 3 hours of radio silence. She said she called the school and the lady was like, "I put him in the car with a shirtless guy." I've been staying at Jason's house for a couple of months now. All right, let me tell you one more before I get out of here. A couple of years ago, I was asked to perform in a talent show called Baton Rouge's Got Talent. Hold your applause till the end. It's just like America's Got Talent, except it's in Baton Rouge. And they asked me to do it. And look, comedians never win talent shows. It's always a magician or some asshole singing country music. I know how it works. But they told me there was going to be 400 people there, and they'd give me a free bottle of bourbon if I made it to the finals. And I said, I'm in. And I got there, and there was a guy that his talent was poppin' locking, and he had on one of those Sting masks, like the mime mask, and he had on silk prom gloves that were up to like his elbows. And we were staying in a green room together, and I said, hey man, I'm Josh. And he did a little, I've never gone from wanting to shake someone's hand to wanting to fight them as quickly as I did right then. Fuck you. Oh, I hated it so much. Look, this is just me being an asshole. When he was trying to get out of the green room, he couldn't open the doorknob because of his silk gloves. And I was standing right there. I didn't know one time. That's just me being a bad person, sorry. But look, all right, so Baton Rouge Got Talent. Turns out, not an abundance of talent in the city of Baton Rouge, and your boy here made it to the finals. It came down to me and a guy named Garrett, a country singer who brought wardrobe changes. Yeah, that's not good. I've already decided I'm going to lose. He's got an American flag sleeveless shirt. There's no way I can win. And then the MC came in the back, and he had a Hobby Lobby bag. And he opened it up, and he took out a trophy from Hobby Lobby that cost $8.99. I know that because it still had the price tag on it. I have avoided Hobby Lobby for 30 years with my wife. I think it's an old lady fight club. I've never been, I won't go. But the second he pulled that trophy out, there was no way I was leaving that night without it. I'm either winning it on stage or with bloody knuckles in the parking lot. I have a son. I'll never show my face again if I don't take this trophy home now. So the MC says Garrett's going to go first. And Garrett gets up on stage. He's headed to the stage. And look, you can sew a Wrangler patch on jeggings. I know jeggings when I see them. Those aren't in the old man's pants. There's no way. Anyway, so the MC is getting ready to call Garrett on stage. And this is a non-biased, non-partial MC. This is how he introduces Garrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your first finalist? This handsome gentleman not only is my favorite hero, he's about to be yours. He is a local hero firefighter who donates his time at the Children's Hospital. Give it up for your hero and mine, Garrett!
What the fuck, man? What the fuck? And then Garrett came out there with his baby-oiled arms and he sang that Toby Keith song about kicking a dog in a cage because of 9/11. Everybody's mom came. It was disgusting. It was gross. I was so mad. I called the MC over and I was like, hey, you kind of fucked me over there. But look, I have an ace up my sleeve. I don't use it a lot. I've used it once. But I'm a disabled veteran. And I've used it once. I went to the DMV and they gave me a little plate I could put on my car. And I can just do whatever the fuck I want. I parked on the porch right there. But I figure if I could get this MC to tell these Baton Rouge idiots that I am a disabled veteran, that's like Captain America gets that firefighting dog from Paw Patrol. I went on patriotism alone. So I called him over and I said, hey, I need you to tell them that I'm a disabled veteran. And he said, huh? So I said, you can tell them that I'm a disabled veteran. You can say handicapped hero, I don't mind. And he gave me a thumbs up. And I'm so dumb and from Livingston Parish, I can't not give it one back. I didn't think they meant the same thing, right? Garrett gets done, they have to mop the floors. It was horrible. I hate to even talk. I'm going to pray after this. I made fun of Garrett all night, too, to a lady in the green room. I told a lady in the green room that exact jeggings line. She didn't say anything the whole night. Turns out it was his mom. Right? Where I come from, that's a coward. You talk about my parents in front of my mom, she's scratching your eyes out. That's crazy work. Anyway, so Garrett gets done, and the MC points to me, and he gives me a thumbs up, And now I know our thumbs up meant different things. And this is the introduction this man gave me.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your second finalist of the evening? This young gentleman comes all the way from Mandeville, Louisiana.
I don't know why he did that either. I don't think you can do it anymore. I don't know, but he did.
Mandeville, Louisiana, to entertain you with his comedy stylings. Please, oh, he also wanted me to tell you all that he's retarded. Please give it up for John
Nuh-uh. Look, do you know why they tell you not to say that word anymore? Do you know how bad it hurt to be called retarded in front of 400 people? Baton Rouge people? Oh, Jesus. I didn't even say anything. I just cried. I didn't get to, I did cry. It hurt. And I didn't win. Yeah, it turns out you have to tell jokes to win. That's fine. But while I'm crying on stage at the end of my set, it was like at the end of the Grinch when the Who's realized Christmas spirit was in their heart all along. Because people just started clapping for me. Hard. They started standing up and cheering. And look, I'll be real behind the curtains with you. I've done this for 18 years now. And whether a crowd applauds you because you wrote a joke and took it around for years in bars and clubs and surprise comedy shows at daiquiri bars until you got it just right to where it was the perfect joke. Or if they feel bad for you because you got called retarded in front of 400 people, it fills the exact same hole in my heart. It felt I loved it. I didn't win. Garrett did win. But dare I say, I earned a bigger lesson than that $8.99 trophy from Hobby Lobby because I learned to never judge a book by its cover. Because Garrett was a local hero. Because when he realized how upset I was about not winning that trophy, he gave it to me at the end of the night. Yeah. Because he left his truck unlocked in the parking lot. Who's retarded now, Garrett? My name is Josh Watts. Thank you very much. Give it up for Mr. J.P. Leonard.
Josh Watts, everybody. He's a father. All right. We got one more comedian. You ready for that? Yeah. Before we do that, one more time for the sidecar for having us. It's a beautiful venue. I know some of you were pulling the GPS. It was like a train track. We're not going there. But you made it. It's a great venue, beautiful venue. Love it so much. We can't wait to do more shows there. This is put on by